All right, so this is Justin Alexander Crane and my cousin Lawrence Allen White.
Hi there.
And this is an update here. So the harassment at in society as well as in the shelter system at 808 Mount Pleasant Roehampton Hotel, it's dogged. It's a persecution and hate campaign that's funded by the government, federal government of Canada, and the provincial government of Ontario, Ford and Trudeau, and they're funding terrorism. The government sells drugs in the streets and exports them through the military intelligence networks and the affiliated hate groups, and they use that to fund terrorism and torture campaigns here, targeting and
minority activists, and people who are voices and have made enough social impact that they're maybe a bit notorious in a good way.
Yeah.
But then they get it. That's
Or they just pick people who are from abusive families who are already isolated, just because it's easy to experiment on them and screw with them because it's several people ganging up on one person. It can be up to tens of thousands of people ganging up on a single target through these networks.
We don't want to work with it.
No.
It starts at home.
Yeah, it starts at home.
And then it migrates to society.
Yeah.
Because dysfunctional familial situations send a social message to society. They pick it up and they target someone.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
And it's done through smear campaigns. Now, what I noticed with the Roehampton is that I'm not allowed to give names or descriptions, so I'm not going to. But what I will say is that the staff in this place change frequently.
Oh, they do.
Frequently, and they rotate them from shelter to shelter so that they don't pick up on the abuse that's going on in the shelter system. Taxpayer funded, by the way.
And site leads don't change.
No, the site leads don't change. The management don't change, but the staff who are working there, the regular staff, they seem to rotate them. So
we have about 3 or 4 decent site leads, but then we have about 5 or 6 that are not.
Well, I don't think we have that many site leads, but we have a couple who we think are decent. But I won't name who I believe to be the bad ones.
I think we have about 10 site leads, really.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think we do.
I don't think it's that much, but the number doesn't matter. What matters is the prejudice and the harassment that go on in the shelter system that is condoned. It's here. Let's cross. It's state sponsored.
It is, and corporate.
Yeah, corporate.
Very much so. Like these family values organizations and associations. Those are funded by right-wing philanthropy and even some left-wing philanthropy.
Of course, yeah.
But it's all extremism. Yeah. It's all about prejudice.
And
it's not really. It's a partisan thing.
It's bipartisan.
Bipartisan. Thank you.
Liberal and conservative, or tripartisan, because NDP does it too. The Green Party does it. The Green Party's a scam too.
Our political parties, have been really corrupted. Yeah. It's a mere breakdown.
Yeah.
From the top, it's right-wing extremism. Yeah. It goes all the way to the bottom. Anglo-Persian Oil and Gas, which was established in 1908, 5 years just before the Federal Reserve was put into power in 1913. And then, of course, you have the First World War that starts in 1914, and that was by these same interests. These guys have been at it for about 150 years. And of course, there's a marriage between the doctors and intelligent perpetrators, federal in Canada and the United States.
Yeah.
And, they have prejudicial attitudes.
Yes, they do.
And there are a few good doctors left, but unfortunately, most of them are really bad.
Yeah.
And there are even decent intelligence people.
Yeah, and there's decent police, there's decent military people, but there's a lot of bad ones, too.
Yep. And that's just like any other profession if you really stop and think about it. But it's really difficult when you've got this type of corruption at the level.
and it's a racketeering inspired criminal organization.
Well, they're doing a size down.
Yeah.
They are. That's what they're doing. They're doing a size down.
Yeah.
And they're pruning.
Yeah.
And you know, of course, that's genocide.
Here. Well, yeah, because I mean the oh, nice, a joint. The people who are I don't know. Doesn't anybody remember when Toronto was really populated? I mean, you were shoulder to shoulder with people on the subway and walking down. It was busy. People were out drinking and smoking and partying and having coffee and eating at restaurants. Those people are all gone now.
People are being systematically low profile, annihilated.
Yes.
They're being exterminated.
Driven to suicide, driven to drugs and overdose.
Exactly.
Silently murdered with directed energy weapons and poisons in the medication, poisons in the water.
Yeah, it's
true.
It's true. And of course, you never know.
Yeah.
What, even though we believe and we have valid reason to say this, that the pandemic is not real.
It's a scam. It's a scamdemic. I mean, I take cayenne pepper every day, and olive oil and oregano oil, garlic, turmeric.
I take a lot of the same things.
Yep. And
We're fine.
you know,
fine.
yep.
We've you know,
especially with all the stress and the persecution, we managed to stay very healthy. We don't go to the doctor. We don't go to public. We don't use public health because public health is run by the Ku Klux Klan.
Another hate group.
Yes.
And of course, if you stop and think about it, anytime somebody like a Dr. Tam suggests that and recommends that people avoid kissing, it steps into your bedroom.
It's sexual harassment. The government's not allowed to do that. Teresa Tam has sexually harassed the Canadian public. You can't tell people not to do that.
And actually,
just because no one wants to kiss her.
She's bitter.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, the sexual behavior public health police are trying to control people's sexual behavior.
And they're putting cameras in washrooms too. These are sex criminals. These are rapists and murderers who are in our parliament right now. And because I know when Justin Trudeau became Prime Minister, that's when the washroom cameras, the covert washroom cameras, which I've made videos about, have started coming in, sensors, and you know, because they harass people in the washroom too. I mean, these people are sick. Pedophiles and rapists do that stuff. Terrorists do that stuff. You know, government's not supposed to be in the bedroom or the bathroom of the nation.
No, they're not.
And that's where they spend most of their time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when Mayor Tory
the
community at a restaurant or even home to take your mask off in between bites.
Yeah.
That is ludicrous. You know he doesn't do it.
None of these people follow their own social distancing rules.
And you notice on TV, they don't wear masks. Public speakers, you know, and the authorities that deal with this are not wearing masks on television.
Well, the cops are wearing masks, but some of them,
the cops are, but
because they have to.
No, but you see, the thing about this is
another joint. That's good.
On one hand, you know, you can argue that it's hard to speak and be clearly heard on media, you know, like television, you know, with a mask on.
Yeah.
On the other hand, plenty of people do it.
Yeah.
And I don't see why.
They're flaunting. They're saying, you know, rules for thee and not for me.
It's really authoritarian reality.
Yeah.
They design it. And they don't really have any proof.
No.
They can talk about statistics, but we don't know. You know, they can say anything. They can make statistics.
Oh, they pull numbers out of a hat.
Oh, they do.
And of course, sorry to interrupt, the symbolism with COVID-19, there's a white supremacist group called the Vinlanders Social Club, also known as Firm 22. And the COVID-19 Protection Act is Section 22. And of course, the twos game is that's the symbolism. They sign their hate campaign with the number 2. You have 9:02 a.m. second floor daycare, second anniversary of Waco, Oklahoma City bombing. You have the Satan II missile. You have the $2.2 trillion stimulus package, and he still hasn't got, he's American, he still hasn't got his COVID check.
It's not coming.
It's not coming.
No.
And of course, that was Nancy Pelosi's idea, and she's a criminal. You should see what her writing looks like. It's abhorrent.
She's got to stop doing the crack, I'm telling you.
Yes.
It's really destroying it. If that's what she's doing, it looks like it.
Yes, you know, and you know, Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. You know, Hunter Biden gets his drugs from the network that's selling them worldwide. The military intelligence network, the drug cartels. You know, these people, their minds are warped from all of that. And
I didn't vote for anybody.
Yeah.
I didn't. I couldn't honestly. This is the first time in my life that I actually could not vote for a candidate in the United States. I just, you know, I couldn't. I just couldn't.
You know, if these politicians and their children are doing drugs, they're not, they're not thinking clearly. And the thing is, they haven't even legalized it yet. They keep it illegal for a reason, because they need the money to finance organized crime and terrorism. It's like the Iran-Contra affair, where they were selling, in 1980s, they were selling cocaine and crack to fund the conflict in Nicaragua with Afghanistan as well, with heroin.
As well,
1979 in Afghanistan, and 1979 in Iran with the Ayatollah.
Yeah.
And Canada works with Iran illegally, to sell drugs and funnel money into these programs, and run their rackets. All the social services have turned into a racket. So, and they kill people, and they do a very thorough job of it.
They do.
So, it's worth noting. And this scamdemic is, the danger isn't a flu virus, which is what COVID is. It's a fairly benign virus.
But you see a lot of things they've got floating around.
And chemicals in the water, in the air, they poison people, and they
fake the test.
Yeah, and they do fake the test.
They do. That's what they do. You never know if they're going to lie about whether you're positive or negative.
And then they'll
say anything you want, and you never know.
No, it's just
it's all phony.
It's all phony, and it's if this doesn't stop, then it's going to be a way worse than the Great Depression.
It's a global coup d'etat for the wealthiest.
Yeah.
That's what it really is.
And these people are criminally insane.
Yeah.
And I just gonna say something and I forgot, but I think, oh yes, Dixon Hall, which is a neighborhood services, was established in 1929, just around the same time as the collapse. So what they do is they have their institutions ready to go, and then they cause crises to,
let's go this way again.
They manufacture crises to, set up their control systems. They, these people get away with a lot of bullshit.
Oh, they do. And people really, are not using their critical thinking skills. Just think about it. Actually, you could, sorry.
That's okay.
Actually, you could have